Hello students, welcome to the YouTube channel of Konar Classes. Today we are going to discuss the permutations of in objects when that objects are not all distinct. Okay. Okay, what is meant by that? Let us understand from an example. Okay, so far whatever we have done, so in that case we have assumed that the objects what we are taking, that in objects they are all distinct. Now we are going to take the objects where they are not necessarily to be distinct. Let's give an example. Okay, let's consider the word called institute. INSTITUTE. Okay, now how many letters are there? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Now out of these 9 objects, and we see that not all are distinct. So here that the object I means the letter I has let me write it properly. So let me write it this one. So here the word is institute. Okay, so we see that letter I, it comes 1 2 times. Okay, and the letter T, that came 1 2 and 3 times. Okay, out of these 9 letters we see that I has appeared 2 times and T is appeared 3 times. Rest all are distinct. Okay, now in how many ways we can make that arrangement possible by taking that 9 letters where not all are distinct. Okay, we have discussed what is the formula in the last session. Today we are going to derive that formula. How it is? Let's take a small example and try to understand. And for that we are going to take an example called the word root, ROOT. Okay, now if we see out of this 4 letters, 2 are actually same. O, that had appeared twice. Now in how many ways we can make that permutation possible? Now if we understand with respect to this small example, it will helpful to us to understand when the example is relatively complex. So for the time being, let us assume there are no two same O's. Instead we consider these to be R, O1, O2 and T. Okay, in which O1 and O2 are different. Let's assume and let's proceed. In how many ways we can make this arrangement possible? Obviously 4 factorial ways. We know in this case that all these 4 letters are distinct. Now let us make an arrangement that is called RO1 O2 T. Now we make that RO1 O2 T, then another arrangement could be RO2 O1 T. Correct? Now if we see these two arrangements are same because O1 and O2 are same. For the sake of our discussion we took it different so that you understood. Now out of these 4 factorial ways, what we see is this 2 factorial ways are actually the same repetition, because if we consider these two, this actually represents R O O T. Correct? So these two arrangements are actually representing the arrangement R O O T. Now let's take another arrangement. The arrangement what we are going to take is that T O O R. So for example we see T O1 O2 R. Okay, and in the same manner we can write T O2 O1R. If we consider these two, dear students, what we see that O1 and O2 are same, so it actually represents the arrangement TOOR. What we see the arrangement here is that TOOR. Okay, so for all these possible arrangements, we see that the factorial 2 number of arrangement, in this case it is 2, that factorial 2 arrangement are exactly same. Okay, now let's proceed, let's completely understand this thing, TO1 O2R. Then what we are going to get is that we get RO1 TO2. Okay, RO1 TO2, and that is another one we can write is that RO2 TO1. Now if you see, this can be clubbed together and we get the arrangement is that ROTO. Correct or not? So in the similar manner, we get the another one is that TO1 RO2, and we get TO2 RO1, and these two arrangements will be clubbed together as TORO. Correct? So we get this arrangement as TORO. Correct? So we get 4 such arrangements. Now the another one is that that we can get is that RTOO. Okay, what we get is that RTO1 O2. Okay, and here also you can write RTO2 O1, and this can be clubbed together and we get RTOO. Correct? And another one is possible is that TRO1 O2 and TRO2 O1. Okay, so what are the possible, if these two can be clubbed, and we get TROO. I hope you started understanding the way I have done it. Okay, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 such we got. Now the next one, what can become that TROO, and we can get O1 O2 RT, and similarly O2 O1 RT. This can be clubbed together and we get OO. Let me write it properly. So this can be written as OORT. Similarly, we get O1 O2 TR and O2 O1 TR, that can be clubbed, and together this can be clubbed together, these two can be clubbed together and we get OOTR. Fine. Then what is the another one possible, that O1R O2T, O1R O2T, and that can be written as O2R O1T. So this can be clubbed together and we can write is that OROT. Next one can be is that O1T O2R, then O2T O1R. and if we club together, then we get O T O R. Correct? Then what is the next possible combination? Its next possible arrangement is that O R T O. Yes. So we can get is that O1 R T O2. Okay, O1R, that was not there, and we get here is that O2R T O1, and these two can be clubbed together and we get OR T O. And another one that is possible is that O1 T R O2, O1 T R O2 and O2 T R O1, and these two can be clubbed and we get O T R O. So dear students, what we observed is that now that when we assume that O1 and O2 are distinct one, for the sake of simplicity, what we get is that when we took that O1 and O2 are distinct, what we get is that our problem become little simplified. So we can write R O1 O2 T, R O2 O1 T. Now we know that O1 and O2 are not different, they are same, they are representing the same object O. So we can club together, and what we club together we get is that R O O T. Similarly here also T1 O2 R, T02 O1 R, because both 1 and O2 represent the same object O, so we can club together and we get TOOR. Similarly RO1 TO2 and RO2 TO1 club together and we get ROTO. Similarly TO1 RO2 and TO1 RO2 and TO2 RO1 we get TORO. Here also RTO1 O2, RTO2 O1 club together to get RTOO. Just repeat as I said earlier, because O1 and O2 representing the same object. And similarly TRO1 O2 and TRO2 O1 club together as TROO. Now we get O1 O2 RT and O2 O1 RT, that can be clubbed together to get OORT. O1 O2 TR and O2 O1 TR clubbed together to get OOTR. O1 R O2 T and O2 R O1 T can be clubbed together to get OROT. O1 T O2 R and O2 T O1 R can be clubbed together to get OTOR. O1 R TO2 and O2 R TO1 can be clubbed together to get ORTO. And finally O1 T RO2 and O2 T RO1 can be clubbed together to get OTRO. So what are the total number of arrangements? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, now these are the 12 number of possible arrangements, right? Now if we take this ROOT and O1 and O2, if we take it different, then what is the possible number of arrangements? Is factorial 4. Now for each of these factorial 4, what we see is that factorial 2 number of arrangement are exactly same. So we should divide factorial 4 divided by factorial 2, and what we get? So it is 4 into 3 into 2 factorial divided by 2 factorial. So 2 factorial get cancelled in numerator and denominator, we get 4 into 3 and we get the value as 12, which we actually get by computing all these arrangements kept under the green rectangle. Okay, let's take another example. Let's take this example of INSTITUTE Institute. Okay, so if we look into this that particular word, how many letters are there? There are 9 letters. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Now out of these 9 letters, what we are going to do is that let us not make that these two I are different. Instead we can take I1 N S, okay, T, I2 T, U, T, E. Similarly, let us not take this T are different. So let's make T1, T2, T3. So the moment we take all these letters are different, for the sake of our understanding, what are the possible number of ways of making the arrangement? Obviously 9 factorial. That's what we have learned. Okay. Now out of this 9 factorial, if we take that I1 and I2 and make them arrangements, so what happened is that there is a factorial number of 2 arrangements which are exactly same, because I1 and I2 represent I. Similarly, that T1, T2, T3, any permutations among them will represent the same word. Okay, that means what? If I write like this, if we make 2 such arrangements, suppose if I write here I2 N S T2 I1 T1 U T3 E. The moment we keep I1, I2, T1, T2, T3 are different, then these two are distinct arrangements. But the moment we club I1 and I2 to I and T1, T2, T3 to T, then these two arrangements are exactly same. What we are doing? We are clubbing that I1 and I2 and this to I. And in the similar manner, T1, T2 and T3, these are clubbed together and to the T. So now these two are the same arrangements. So now in the similar manner, that between I1 and I2, that can be permute in factorial 2 ways. Now for each of these factorial 2 ways, that T1, T2 and T3 can be permute among themselves in factorial 3 ways. So out of this 9 factorial, which is that total number of arrangements, okay, if we keep I1, I2, T1, T2, T3 different, out of this factorial 2 and factorial 3, this number of arrangements are exactly same. So we should divide that factorial 9 by factorial 2 into factorial 3 to get the required number of arrangements. Correct? So in this case of the example root, what we see is that O and O are both same. Okay, so it is factorial 4 by factorial 2, because O repeated twice, they are not distinct. Here also we see that I1, I2 are repeated and T1, T2, T3 repeated, so factorial 2 and factorial 3. That's why we divided it like this. So now if we generalize this problem, okay, then what we are going to get, let us write down. Okay. So if we generalize this problem, so let's see how we can form it. Okay. Okay, so let me rub it off so that I can write the formula here. Let there are n objects not all distinct such that P1 objects are of first kind, P2 objects are of second kind, P3 objects are of third kind, and in the similar manner, if we proceed, then we get that pk objects are of kth kind. Now, apart from P1, P2, P3 up to Pk, if some objects are left with, then they are all distinct. Okay, rest all are distinct. Rest all are distinct. Okay. Under this situation, the total number of arrangements is, okay. Now, the total number of arrangements is equal to, first you write that n objects, so in the numerator you should write n factorial, so it should be n factorial, and in the denominator it should be P1 factorial into P2 factorial into P3 factorial up to Pk factorial. The same way we have done I1 and you see that there are two i's, I and I here, so that's why 2 factorial. There are 3 t's, T, T and T, that's why 3 factorial. Here we have generalized it P1, P2, P3 up to Pk. So n factorial divided by P1 factorial into P2 factorial into P3 factorial, and in that way it proceeds up to Pk factorial. Okay. Now, it may possible that if you add P1, P2, P3 up to Pk, it may equal to n. That means in that, n objects, it is not possible to have a single object which is not repeated. I mean, all objects are repeated. In that time also, the same formula. And if possible that P1 plus P2 plus P3 up to Pk is less than n, that means what? There are some objects left apart from P1, P2, P3 up to Pk which are distinct, then also is the same formula. So that means what I said here, students, that if you make that summation of Pi, I is equal to 1 to k, okay, that should be less than equal to n. This is a symbolic notation of summation. So that means P1 plus P2 plus P3 plus dot 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 up to Pk, that can be either less than n. If it is less than n, that means there are some objects left which are distinct. In this case, apart from I and T, all the other objects N, S, U and E are distinct, same formula. And if it is possible that P1 plus P2 plus P3 up to Pk, they are equal to n, then also it is the same formula. That means what we can write? We can write less than equal to n, it is the same formula. Let's take an example. Suppose we, instead of the word ROOT, suppose the word is R O O R T T. Okay. If you look at here, so then what is the formula? The formula should be equal to how many objects are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The number of permutations should be factorial 6 divided by factorial 2 into factorial 2 into factorial 2. So that means factorial 2 factorial into 2 factorial into 2 factorial. Okay. Now if we see that there is another word, it is A B R O O R T T. Okay. In this case, what we will see is that how many letters are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it should be 8 factorial divided by, R appeared twice, so 2 factorial. Okay, into O appeared twice, so 2 factorial. Okay, into T appeared twice, 2 factorial. Rest, that means A and B are distinct, so we didn't consider this. That had been considered when you made it to 8 factorial here. So I hope you got a clear idea that how we can find the permutation when the number of objects not all are distinct. एक example देख लेते हैं. If we consider this example, okay, then it will be more clear. So let me give it here. Okay, if the question is that find the number of arrangements possible, okay, using the letters of the word Allahabad, A L L A H A B A D. I repeat. So let us find the number of arrangements possible by taking the letters of the word Allahabad. Now here we see, dear students, how many letters are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So first of all, it has to be whatever it is in the numerator, it has to be 9 factorial. That is the pakka. After that, let us see that how many times that letter A came. 1, 2, 3, 4. So A appeared 4 times. L appeared 2 times. Okay. So L appeared 2 times. That means an H appeared 1 time, B appeared 1 time, D appeared 1 time. So we should not consider them. Only we should consider A appeared 4 times. So it should be 4 factorial into 2 appeared, L appeared 2 times, so 2 factorial. This is the possible number of, arrangements by taking all the letters of the word Allahabad. Now we can simplify it. 9 factorial means what? As we understood in the previous session that 4 factorial is there. So we should multiply 9 into 8 into 7 into 6 into 5 into 4 factorial. We will not expand it because the 4 factorial in the denominator will cancel with this 4 factorial in the numerator. And into 2 factorial means we know 2. So 4 factorial got cancelled and 2 is cancelled here with 3. So what we get? We get 9 into 8 into 7 into 5 into 3. Whatever the values you will get, that is the possible number of arrangements. So please do let me know how you find today's session, and do let me know your comments in the comment section. Thank you very much.